My entire job as a producer, besides being the headwaters of the story, hearing the story, reading it in a Washington Post article and hearing it on NPR and then calling Jason Blum and saying, I want to buy the book. My job primarily was to be the bridge between the real life and the fiction. Now, it's a work of fiction. This is not a documentary. And it focuses on two people. And there are, tens of thousands of people who were heroes that day. Everybody in Paradise is a hero. Every single person. Every person who died trying to get away, protecting their family, are heroes. So my job as a producer was to be the bridge, to be able to make sure that we told the story with integrity, that we told the story with honesty, and that when we were going to shift the story for dramatic reasons, that Kevin and Mary were brought into that process all the way along. That was my job. The thing I'm most proud of is what you just said, which is, movies come and go and towns get, it's, a whole community was decimated by this fire. The movie focuses on Kevin and Mary, but it also focuses on Cal Fire and Dispatch and the bus depot and Dispatch and the Paradise Unified School District. And what was most important to me, I know it was very important to the rest of the creative team, is that at the end of the day, Apple Original Films, Paul Greengrass, Jason Blum, myself, Matthew McConaughey and America Ferrera have joined together, and we are completing the memorial, Hope Plaza, to the people of Paradise. That is the real lasting impact we can have, besides making a movie and showing the ferocity of this fire. We also wanted to make sure that there was a permanent memorial to these 85 lives lost.
Well, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, and so I feel like wildfires were always a constant reality in and around California, Arizona, New Mexico. So, it doesn't seem necessarily new to me. Obviously, Paradise was the deadliest wildfire in California and particularly devastating. But as we're seeing in so many places all around the globe, wildfires are a reality, a new reality, and so the film really, the backdrop of this film is a very present reality, a crisis that I think, as you said, a lot of people could not imagine themselves being in the middle of, but things are changing, and that's true for our characters. It's not really something they wake up expecting to be confronted with, and then they are, and I think the film leaves us with a sense of the resilience and the capacity of human beings to rise up and to survive and to help one another, and so there's definitely light and hope inside of the backdrop.
It was a proud moment as his dad and an honorable moment as his dad to see him seek to want to try out for that role, and then to do well enough to actually get it, and then to show up on the day and take ownership of his character and not look for my advice at all, because we'd already done that. To see him have the dexterity to do what Paul would direct him to do while the camera's still rolling and changing things up, and to see him play and to have that freedom and still honesty to do that. We also hugged at the end because, those are ugly scenes between father and son. And he and I, thankfully, don't have that relationship. So our hugs afterwards were with gratitude that let's not ever get it in ourselves in a circumstance where we have this relationship. And boy, I'm glad we don't. And as far as Mom Act, she was humbled because she had to be in a wheelchair because she had broke her tailbone a couple weeks before, and she's got a lot of wonderful vanity, and she didn't like that. she's too vain for a cane, much less a damn wheelchair. But she got on there, and she was able to. I think she did a real nice job, and that was really great to have a family affair there.